It's Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. It's gloomy out. It is suddenly gloomy out. I mean, you wouldn't believe that not long ago I was out mowing the lawn, and at the end, all of a sudden, I'm hearing that thunder and lightning. Would you believe it? I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Galileo, Galileo Figaro. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. What beer have I got for you today? I've got a fun beer. That's why I'm braving it. This is Monster Ale 2012. That's right, you should see it on there. Oh, monster indeed. This Monster was born in 2012 and they discontinued this beer. I believe that 2012 was the last year that they made this beer. So kind of fun that I've had one saved for a little while. This is from Brooklyn Brewery out of Brooklyn, New York, and I had the opportunity to meet the master brewer himself, Oliver Garrett, just about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Nice man. So anyway, it's an English barley wine at 10.1%. They make it with 3 mashes of heirloom British malt, or they did, and they used Willamette, Cascade, and Fuggles. Let's get this baby cracked open. Woohoo! All right, here we go. Oh, that's just a pretty, that makes me think caramel. It just, all of a sudden I'm going caramel, and it's a nice, it really does, it has kind of that medium, you know, caramel. It's like a dark amber in color and a small head on there. Not a big surprise, you know, for a big 10.1% beer, but I actually see, I don't know if you can see it, some bubbles rising up on the side. So kind of fun for a beer that's been aging for several years. Let's get the nose. Oh yeah, I get like a honey-esque, it's kind of light, but a honey-esque type scent. I get some raisins on there. It's got a nice malty scent to it. Yeah, and really some light fruits, like light dried fruits. I get a hint of fig and some date sugar, but toffee's coming in there. Really, really good. I'm not really sure. It might have been like a hint of apricot I got in there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's a hint of some other fruit, but we're gonna just jump right in. So cheers. Oh, put a few years on there. That's drinking really nice. Really smooth. Smooth on the mouth. The lightest amount of creaminess, but also a light stickiness to it too. And it's kind of semi-dry on the backside. It dries off. But the underlying of this is a really nice, rich malt with a bit of a honey-esque type taste and a little bit of some raisin on there. What's interesting is on the backside now, probably from the hops and time, there's a bit of bitterness, and I get some of that. I want to. There's so many things that come to mind. I want to say a little bit of apple seed, and I think just a bit of the Willamette hops on the bitterness is what that's coming across to me. But the overwhelming taste, the underlying taste, I should say, is like I said, those rich malts with the honey on there, that honey-esque flavor, that sweet flavors, and a bit of raisin. I'm getting just the slightest bit of toffee. Not really much caramel to speak of. And just a little bit of these fruits kind of coming on. But right now it's just a really smooth beer that dries out with, like I said, kind of the light bitterness makes me think of some apple seed, if you bit into like an apple seed. Fun beer. I'm going to take a little time with this and I'll be back with my final thoughts and conclusions. I step away from the chair for a minute and the cat decides it's her chair. Yeah, it's like, no, that was my chair. Anyway, it's the wife's cat, but we're buddies, I guess. All right, so what about this beer? It's a very nice beer. And, you know, this would have been sent to me from the East Coast. I can't remember who to credit. My guess is that this was from one of two people. It either came from the fabulous DJ from DJ's Brew Tube, or It came from Nathan Willett. And Nathan is a Homebrew Wednesday video guy and has done some beer reviews as well. So one of you two, thank you. Remind me if you remember. But yeah, wonderful. So with some age on this, and you can hear the thunder probably. It's drinking rice. It's really smooth. It's just has a nice creamy texture. As I said, it dries off at the end, a little bit sticky. And all those things that I said, they all apply. A nice toffee on there with light caramel. You've got the raisins, the honey. I'd say, you know, just a little bit of a date sugar-esque, possibly some other influences like fig or something, but they'd be very faint. Maybe the slightest brown sugar type of a taste on it too, but it's wonderful. And that bitterness, really, it is coming off as a little bit of the apple seed. It's still there, but it's so light that it's not a bad deal. My guess is that this was probably a pretty hoppy beer when it came out, and I question the whole English barley wine aspect. I wonder if this was someplace kind of between an English and American barley wine, because I bet this had some really wonderful hoppy character, and I'm sure some of you had this fresh from the East Coast, so let me know back in the day what do you think the style was. But I'm gonna have to judge it more or less as an English barley wine made in the US. Well, this is one of those interesting ones to rate, because with age things change, you know, so much, and this is just a smooth, really easy drinking beer. It's rumbling there's our thunder. And so it's not going to have like these intense flavors like you so often get, but it has this wonderful age on it, this earthiness to it, and these wonderful, like I say, the toffee and the really rich malt flavors with some caramel. I could drink several of these. Well, maybe at 10.1% I shouldn't, but I could, and I would if they were sitting here. So how do we rate this? It can't go into that like high end numbers. I'm thinking I'm going with an 89 on an English barley wine. It's very good, and fresh, of course, is probably much better rated than that, I would say. But there's nothing wrong with that nice smooth taste. You know, some of us when we age, we just get better, and that applies often to barley wines. All right, so overall, how are we gonna rate this? Overall, I'm really digging on it. It's nice, but you know, I mean, it's not gonna be this like groundbreaking thing, but still, I think it's very good. I'm only dropping 2 points. I'm going to an 87. It's a really delightful beer. I'm gonna enjoy. Oh, I'll have to get another beer. Let's be honest, but I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. So here it is. I don't know if you'll find it. Someone might have it in a cellar. I did. And someone sent it to me. It is the Monster Ale. This was the 2012 from Brooklyn Brewery. It's going to be aged if you find it, but a wonderful beer indeed. This is Kevin from Clement's Homebrew saying, life is too short to drink cheap beer, and sometimes you review fast because you gotta avoid thunder, lightning, and possible rain. Cheers.